So off and away they go. Steady start from Bruno and Orlowski and Burak, so all three at the front. Nice steady start. Aaron Ronick in the 4, looking racy already. Orlowski looked like he was going to try and make a move on Bruno, but he thought better of it. And coming through with fast chicane, Bruno's looking tetchy. So Orlowski is all over the back of Bruno, but he's had to check up, and that's allowed Bruno a little bit of space as Killick goes up the inside of Orlowski. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can. So Burak Killick putting the move on Orlowski. Orlowski having to kind of check up a little bit not to hit Bruno. And that has allowed Killick through, and Killick is going to get his head down and chase down Bruno Coelho. So it is Bruno Coelho and Killick. Burak Killick, followed by Mikael Orlowski, Aaron Ronick, and Jorn Neumann up to 5 spot. Jorn has been quick all the way through this, and Orlowski's made a little error, so Ronick going to go through. Is Neumann going to make it through? Looks like he has, so Orlowski down to the 5 spot. That is not good for Mikael. Meanwhile, at the front, we have Bruno Coelho, and we've got Killick. So just keep zoomed out a little bit on this so we can see what's happening around him. Coelho and Killick coming through the speed bumps. Killick hit him at hard, getting a lot of air. And Ronick in the 3 spot, going to try and chase down and catch these front 2. We've seen the pace. So we'll stick to the front 2 as they follow round. So stick on the front 2 of Coelho and Killick. There is absolutely nothing between them. I don't need to call gaps. We can see on screen Killick landing that sideways with steering lock on. Nicely done. Great save. And through the fast chicane they go. So Bruno Coelho, he had all the fast laps in qualifying until the last round. Orlowski's laid down some serious laps today in the practice final. Oh, Killick just getting a double bounce, so he's going to bobble, and that allows Coelho to pull away ever so slightly. Gap is probably about 1 second now, but we can see that lost with just a simple bobble, and this track is anything but easy as they come round. Down the straightaway they go. It is Coelho, Killick and Ronick, the top 3, with 2 seconds separating the 3 of them. We will stick with Bruno Coelho, and he is your race leader coming into the off-camber. And if we just pan out ever so slightly, we'll pick up the battle for second as well. And that battle for second is Killick and Ronick. So I believe good friends, Killick and Ronick. But it is Bruno Coelho who's out front. Last time by, it was a 40.1 fast lap from Bruno. And if I look down the field, just give you a quick run order. It is Coelho, Killick, Ronick, Orlowski, Neumann, Gotzel, Killick, Ongaro, Boots, Skidmore, Canas, Zalowski and Ronifolk last time by the line. This time by, Bruno Coelho has pulled his gap out to 1.8, but Aaron Ronick's had a small error, and that has allowed Orlowski up onto the gearbox of him, and Bruno's had an error. So it is Bruno and Killick now as a pair through the fast chicane onto the cobble corner. And my bet is Orlowski is sniffing now. If he can keep sight of Bruno out front, he can clear Ronick. He showed some serious pace early on, and Orlowski is through. So just off camera, Orlowski is through. So we'll see what Orlowski can do. Now he's got some clear air. It is Coelho who has a 0.8 of a second lead over Burak Killick, and it is Coelho who has a 3.1 second lead over Orlowski. So Mikael Orlowski has some work to do if he wants to win this one, but is your front 3 qualifiers now at the front 3. But Coelho is just pulling away ever so slightly from Burak Killick. Killick looks fast, but he's not quite as neat as Bruno. But it is a final, and Killick will throw everything at this to do anything he can to catch and pass Bruno Coelho. Coelho knows he's got to hold position. Almost harder being at the front than it is in second for parts of this. And we are only 4 minutes down with 6 to go. 4 down and 6 to go. Last time by the computer, Orlowski 40.1 to Coelho's 40.6. So Michael Orlowski is catching the front 2, and Coelho has been caught by Killick. This will slow both of them down. Oh, Killick drives into the back of Bruno over him and gets away with it. Neither of them ending up in trouble. All that's allowing is Mikael Orlowski to join the party. So if we zoom out ever slightly, Bruno's over. Cases the jump, and Killick is through, and it is now a 4-car freight train for the lead. Bruno looking a little bit messy through the speed bumps. So it's going to be Killick. We'll keep on Killick as our race leader down the straight. Killick's lead is about 1 second, exactly in fact, over Bruno Coelho. Then we have Mikael Orlowski and Aaron Ronick in tow. Killick just getting that a little bit wrong, allowing Bruno to close in. Bruno, beautiful into the bomb hole. Absolutely amazing. So we've seen Bruno, he takes a few more risks than Killick. Killick has been quite conservative in some of his lines, whereas Bruno's got the option. And more importantly, as we come into the big double-double, Bruno has been going triple-single. What will he do as they come round? There is 4 minutes and 30 to go. Killick up on 2 wheels. They're going to go side by side. Will Bruno go long? He doesn't. Bruno goes double-double. 3 of them down the straight together. It's been these 3 all weekend. Who is going to take A main number 1 with 4 minutes and 25 seconds to go? 4:25 to go. We are on 8 laps of a predicted 15, so this and 6 more. We're about half race distance. So concentrate on the front 2. We have Killick and Bruno coming into the 7-pack. Orlowski's just dropped back ever so slightly. Might be biding his time, saving his tyres, who knows? As Orlowski goes long over the triple. Killick and Bruno both getting some serious air off the speed bump. Double left-hander coming down into the double-double. Both go double-double, and down the straight they go. Last time by, 40.4 quickest lap. Burak Killick out the 3. We have not seen scratch out. We've seen a 39.7 from Jorn Neumann, quickest lap of the final. And is that Jorn Neumann joining the back of this? It is. It's almost becoming a 5-car battle at the front. Jorn Neumann now latching onto the back of Aaron Ronick. So it is a 5-car battle as we come into the 7-pack at the back. We've got Killick, Coelho, Orlowski, Ronick and Neumann all together, and with 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go, I am not going to be able to call whose race this is. Could be anyone's. So coming down to cross the line one more time. Killick's pulled a little bit of a lead last time by. That little bit of a lead is 0.5 of a second. And then Orlowski right on the bumper of Coelho with Burak Killick leading this one. He's got some experienced heads behind him. Bruno Coelho, world champion. Michael Orlowski, 12th scale world champion, I believe. Oh, Bruno up on 2 wheels. And then we've got Ronick and Neumann joining the party, looking to pick up any pieces that happen. And Coelho's closed right in on Burak. So as they come round, Orlowski's through. So Orlowski making the move on Coelho through the big triple. So can Orlowski do anything about Killick out in front? They go double-double down the straight. Bruno looking at the inside of Orlowski. That was close. But Orlowski keeps the position as they come round the end of the straight. We have 4 laps remaining, this and 3. So it's this lap and 3 to go as Killick, Orlowski, Bruno and Ronick all into the bomb hole together. Neumann's just dropped off ever slightly. Killick's just gapped Orlowski by a couple of attempts as they come round into the 7th pack for the 12th time. Orlowski nicely done, hooks up neat at the end, and he's closed in on Killick through that section. But closing is one thing, can he pass? Catching is the easy bit. Making the move is going to be the difficult bit. Killick, probably the most consistent driver in all of qualifying. Rarely saw a mistake as Orlowski having to check up at the end of the straight not to go into the back of him. So Orlowski is really turning up the heat here on Burak Killick. Can Burak hold it with 3 laps to go? This and 2 to go. This lap and 2 more. As Burak coming through the fast chicane. Orlowski going to power off and try and keep as close as he can. Where will he try his move? When will he try his move? As Orlowski goes long over the triple and closes in. It just gets a little double bounce. So Burak Killick, absolutely phenomenal through that last section, has gapped Orlowski by maybe half a second, 3/4 of a second as he starts his 13th lap of 15. So it's this lap and 1 more as they come round at the end of the straight. Orlowski's closed that gap back in. It really does ebb and flow. Orlowski up on 2 wheels, going to save it, get away with it. As they drive to the bomb hole into the off camber, Orlowski pushes wide. Bruno can't get through the fast chicane and onto the cobble corners. We've got 40 odd seconds left. They're going to complete this lap and 1 more. This lap and 1 more is how it will go, as Orlowski just has to check up, and that allows Burak to pull once again through that section back to half, maybe 3/4 of a second. Orlowski's been closing it down through turns 1 and 2 though as they come across the line now. Burak Killick, oh, Bruno's through. Bruno up to a 2 spot, side by side down the straight into turn 2. Orlowski keeps position. This is helping Burak Killick out front. He's got about 3/4 of a lap to go. So we'll concentrate on Burak. with a zoom out so we can get them all. So Burak through the fast chicane into the cobble corner, going to drive away from the cobbles. He's got about 3/4 of a second on Mikael Orlowski, who's got nothing on Bruno. Oh, Bruno's over through the 7-pack. So that's going to release Orlowski ever so slightly, but Orlowski's got 2 corners to do something. Burak Kilik coming into the double left-hander. He's just got to do a double-double to the line. Burak Kilik going to take leg number 1. Mikael Orlowski going to finish second. Aaron Ronick in third.
It was so hard. Everyone just like pushing each other, and I don't know. We have 2 more finals. It's so hard to go without mistakes. You know, it's so hard. Like everyone is shaking upstairs because it's so hard and everything is crazy.
How do you approach the next final?
I don't know. Actually, I don't know because you never know what happened. That's the point. And yeah. First one we did good, and
you got to be happy.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's crazy to win a final in the European Championship. Yeah. So,
well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I, for one, am looking forward to leg 2.
Yeah,
I'll let you go, Marshall, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
And away they go. Bruno away from pole, and Orlowski is straight on it, almost gapping Burak Kilik from the off by a couple of attempts, and Aaron Ronick is not holding back. So Aaron Ronick in the pink machine, right on the gearbox, but through that front section looks like Kilik has closed that gap back to Orlowski, and Orlowski right on the gearbox of Bruno Coelho. So coming over the 7-pack they go, first time through, and it is all without bother into the triple. Same again. Kilik looking close to Orlowski as Bruno just gaps him ever so slightly. Coming through the sweeper and round the double left. Bruno Coelho might have been edgy last time on lap 1, this time anything but. So we'll pick up our leader on camera, and Bruno Coelho is through turns 2 and 3. Going to drop down the roller and then into the front section. So Bruno Coelho opening up 38.5, doesn't really count because he's halfway down the straight, but I think it's fair to say that was a rapid opening lap from Bruno. Mikael Orlowski going to have to throw everything at it to catch up with him, and through the 7-pack they go. Nicely done, Orlowski, champion's roll, going to end up on his wheels, but again that just gives Bruno a couple of tenths of a second, and Bruno is one of those drivers that once he's gone, he's not going to look back twice. So Bruno Coelho going long, triple single, pops a wheelie down the straightaway, and then we've got Orlowski and Kilik, and they're starting to pull away from Aaron Ronick in 4th. Birkin Kilik goes over in 5th, so it's going to be Jorn Newman going through, then the 7 car of Bartosz Zaluski, and we've got an error, and that error is Bruno Coelho. So it's going to be Mikael Orlowski, Coelho and Kilik, and they're close enough to throw a blanket over them. I do not need to give you splits, as we can see there is barely a car's length between them. As they come over the triple, it's now going to be Orlowski from Bruno. Bruno's last lap was a 41.2, and he's going to have to now find a way past Orlowski if he wants to take the win in leg number 1. So Orlowski down the straightaway he goes, finished second in leg 1, and they've gapped Kilik quite significantly on that lap. So Burak Kilik dropping back ever so slightly, and then Bruno having to just check up behind Orlowski coming into the double. So Orlowski is leading through the fast chicane. Bruno and Michael both talked of the respect they have for each other, racing each other pretty much every weekend it feels, as they come through summer across all classes of racing. This being neither of their speciality, but just shows the class of both the drivers and the manufacturers of these cars, that they can be at the front of such a highly competitive field. And it's just starting to spread out slightly. 40.4 for Michael last time by, 40.7 for Bruno, 41.0 for Kilik, and Aaron Ronick looks to be a man on the move. 40.7, he is right on the gearbox of Burak Kilik as they come over the big double. So they go through the fast chicane into the cobblestones. You've got Orlowski just pulling away from Bruno, just pulling away from Kilik, who has Aaron Ronick on his gearbox. And Mikael Orlowski over the triple gets it wrong, just hooks a pipe, going to cost him a couple of tenths of a second. So we'll keep the camera on Michael, our race leader, as he comes over double-double. Bruno behind is going triple single, as he always has done, and through turn 1. And this time round, Kilik's put in a stormer of a lap, a 40.4 from Kilik. Quickest of the 3 that time, closes up to Bruno. But as it ebbs and flows over the course of a lap and over the course of 10 minutes, we know from speaking to Bruno his car gets quicker as the 10 minutes unfolds, whereas we think Michael's and Killick's might change in a different way. So Michael does a triple, just got it wrong on the entry. Bruno's going to case it. Killick can't get through, but what that does is open up the gap for Michael ever so slightly. So if we zoom out and just concentrate on the battle for second for a moment, as Killick and Bruno come over together, Killick's over on his roof. 1, 2, 3 going to go by. So it's now going to be Bruno, Ronick, Neumann and Killick. Oh, and Killick's just peeled Neumann. So Killick and Neumann coming together, and Neumann going to end up on his roof. Meanwhile, Bruno just getting it wrong, coming out the bomb hole, allowing Ronick, and Killick's over again. And it is going to be Bartos through, so Bartos up to the 4 spot. Meanwhile, Orlowski up front is not minding all this behind him. So it is Orlowski and Coelho and Aaron Ronick. And then it's a big gap back to Bartos, Salewski and Jorn Neumann. So you're going to concentrate on the front 3. Orlowski goes past. And he drops down into the front section. So we'll pick up Orlowski as our race leader, and it's down to Bruno Coelho to now chase him down, catch and pass. Quickest last time by was Bruno Coelho by 3 tenths. So Bruno Coelho 3 tenths quicker than Orlowski last time by as we come through the 7-pack. And Orlowski does the triple, Bruno does the triple, just case it. Aaron Ronick probably looking the raciest of the 3. However, it is Mikael Orlowski who is out front, and that is what matters. With 5 minutes and 30 down, 4:30 to go. Orlowski's car's looking a bit squirrely on the straight, and last time by it was 4 tenths in favour of Bruno Coelho. So Bruno is lighting it up as Michael gets it slightly wrong, and that's going to allow Bruno a gap. Door was open, but Bruno's not through. Orlowski having to go single over the double. So now we have a battle for the lead as they come into the 7-pack. So Orlowski, it's Bruno Coelho, and just behind him Aaron Ronick. I think we're on a 2-horse race for the lead now. Aaron's not quite got the pace to catch and pass them. He's got the pace to live with them, but not necessarily catch them. So it's Orlowski and Bruno. Bruno going double, keep it fair, looks up the inside, going long, and he's got him into turn 1. Oh my gosh, side by side. Barely a millimetre between them. Absolutely fantastic racing between Bruno and Michael. Michael left enough space. Bruno didn't go too fast. Bruno's over. So Aaron Ronick going to go to the 2 spot. So let's see what Ronick has. With a gap of about 2 seconds between Orlowski and Ronick, and 3 minutes and 30 to go. Let's see what Aaron Ronick can do with Michael Orlowski out front. And more importantly for Bruno Coelho, if he wants to take the title here today, he is going to have to finish in the top 2 in this leg. Leg number 1, Bruno only managed a 4th place finish. Michael Orlowski was 2nd. So Michael Orlowski would carry a 2 and 1 into the final leg. Aaron Ronick would carry a 3 and a 2. So Bruno has to make up a position if he wants to leave Germany as a European champion today in 8th electric off-road buggy. Meanwhile, Aaron Ronick is throwing it down, and he is caught Michael Orlowski as they go through the 7-pack. They have 2 minutes and 46 to go. This lap and 4 more. This lap and 4 more. Can Orlowski hold on? Can Ronick make the pass and take the win in the A main? So coming down into the double they go. It is Orlowski, Ronick. Orlowski cases it, gets a kick down the straight, but he's going to hold through turn 1. Bruno Coelho is a couple of seconds back, about 2 seconds behind. Can Bruno catch and pass, or is the dreams of the European Championship over here? Orlowski is just holding up Ronick up a little bit. Last time by it was 40.6s, still fast laps from all of them, but it looks like Ronick's just a little bit quicker at this stage in the race. And Orlowski runs wide, comes over the triple, downslopes it nicely. Ronick cases it, gets away with it with a double bounce. And they go over speed bumps. Now they're going to go up and into the left, double left, and come round into the double. Orlowski, nicely done. Much better onto the straight this time by. Ronick getting a little bit squirrely this time. And Bruno is chasing. It's a 40.4 from Bruno. 6 tenths in his favour this time by. Can Bruno catch and pass? Orlowski looks like he's losing power or something. Oh, Bruno's over again. So Bruno making a mistake. That could be the end of his European Championship. Meanwhile, Orlowski and Ronick out front. And they're coming through the 7-pack. Oh, Ronick's made an error. He's in the grass. Will Bruno go through? Bruno really needs this position. So we'll concentrate on the battle for second and third. It is Ronick, it is Coelho, and it is Burak Kilic. We know that Bruno needs at least second position to take this championship to third leg for him. Michael Orlowski is probably going to take this with 1 minute and 4 to go. Orlowski's got a comfortable lead, subject to any mistake. So we will concentrate on the second place battle of Ronick, Coelho and Kilic. We need Coelho. Coelho has to finish second if he wants to take this championship to a third leg. Same for Ronick. He's got to finish second if he wants to take it to a third leg. And if Kilic can make it, Orlowski, small error from Orlowski, gets away with it. We'll concentrate on the battle for second. So it is Ronick, slight gap to Coelho this time round as they come through the fast sweeper, and we're going to jump up and go left and left again as they come into the start-finish line. That is 14 laps on the board. It is the final lap. This is the final lap. Michael Orlowski has a 3 or 4 second lead from Ronick and Coelho and Kilic. For 2, 3 and 4, you can throw a blanket over them. Can Coelho do anything about Ronick? Can Orlowski keep it rubber side down? As we come into the 7 pack, Orlowski's through the 7 safely. Here come Coelho and Ronick. And Orlowski now coming through the sweeper. We'll pick up Orlowski on camera to the left as he jumps up into the corner tabletop and comes round. He's got double to go, and we'll keep that view as Ronick and Coelho come into view. It's going to be Ronick in the 2, Coelho 3rd, and Burak Kilic going to finish 4th.
It was good. Bruno had a better start and Burak struggled, so there was a nice gap in between us, so that's what I needed, that's what I wanted after A1. And then my calf was feeling good. Bruno had a mistake, I think, on the jump section, and then I started to lead, and I said to myself to put the head down and not slow down, because in A1 every time Bruno or Burak were in the lead, they slowed down massively. And so I put in some good laps, made the gap from me to Bruno like 2 seconds, and then I made a mistake, and then it was really hard to create that gap again. I didn't have the confidence when I made the gap between me and Bruno at the beginning, but I was lucky enough to have Bruno and Aaron make mistakes behind me. And then I had one small bobble somewhere, like with 2 laps to go.
This triple in front of a rostrum, you seem to just be losing the speed into the double.
Yeah, I got this bit wrong just before, and then I was on 2 wheels, and I lost all my confidence because I was doing like really good laps, I think, and then and making the gap bigger, but then I lost all my confidence there. So I just wanted to bring it home, and unfortunately I didn't beat Burak's time from A1. So he has a faster time, but I have a 1 and 2. Bruno cannot win anymore.
You Aaron or Burak?
Yes. So I have those guys behind me. So it's all in my hands now in EFRA.
It is.
So I will just do my best once again.
Well, good luck, and thank you very much, Michael.
Go to Marshall now. Thanks.
Cheers. And off and away we go. Coelho, nice start from pole. Orlowski getting a good gap to Kilic. So it is regulation order for front 3. Ronick already on the back of Kilic, looking to make a move, and Burkan Kilic holds his 5th spot. And then Jorn Newman is behind that. So Bruno first through the fast chicane. Someone's over. It's Ronick. Oh no, the crowd groans. Aaron Ronick, local hero, is over and at the back. So I'm going to suggest there goes his championship hopes and possibly podium hopes. So it is Coelho, Orlowski and Burak. And I will concentrate on those 3 as your championship will be decided by the drivers currently in 2nd and 3rd. So Bruno Coelho's pulled about a second on lap number 1. Orlowski probably doesn't mind that so much, so long as he's got gap in front, but he can open up the tank as and when he needs to. But Kilic's alongside him, and Kilic's passed through the double. Burak Kilic making the move on Orlowski. Importantly, that would give Kilic the overall title if he were to finish second, because he has a faster one than Mikel Orlowski. I think it was about a 1.5 seconds in it. It was close, but it went Kilic's way. So Orlowski is going to have to make the pass on track on Burak Kilic if he is to win this European Championship. And meanwhile, Bruno is showing what could have, should have, and would have been as he checks out and disappears. Gap last time by 2 seconds. Quite frankly, it does not matter. So the two we're watching is Killick and Orlowski. So we'll keep those on camera, because quite frankly that is where our champion is coming from. And your Neumann with the white wheels on his wagon is becoming part of this race. So you've got Killick, Orlowski and Neumann all coming for it, and they land the triple nicely. Killick has gapped Orlowski, so Bruno's 2 seconds up the road, but Killick is a second up the road from Orlowski already as they come round the double-double to put 3 laps on the board. It is a 40.7 from Burak Killick. So is Orlowski taking it easy, playing the long game of a 10-minute main? Does he have the pace to catch and pass Burak Killick? What is Coelho going to do? Disappear out front. Neumann up the inside of Orlowski, not going to make it stick. So Neumann just getting hooked on the bot dot. So that's dropped him back off the back of Orlowski. Coelho's over. So Coelho making an error. So Burak Killick and pushes him off the apex. Killick and Coelho side by side. And they are going to drive up to the double left-hander side by side, and that means the race is on for the win of the leg. Bruno looking up the inside, he gets it on 2 wheels. There goes Orlowski. So now Killick and Orlowski, not that it makes any difference. They are battling for first on track, but ultimately the challenge is still the same. Orlowski has to catch and pass Burak Killick to take the win. And once again, Orlowski's car not looking great through this front section as Bruno Coelho makes an error and it gets driven over by Birkin. But we will concentrate on the front 2 because this is all that matters. Can Burak Killick drive his way to his first ever European Championship? Can Mikael Orlowski catch and pass him on track? He certainly caught him here. So they're going to come through the jump section and down the main straight. Gap between them is 0 point nothing. And they are through the first little jump. And we're going to drop down. This is where Michael's been struggling. And he's still struggling, just can't get the power down coming off the drop down as 3 of them side by side down the straight. Not to worry, we've got Killick on Orlowski, so Orlowski, we can see where he's struggling, but the rest of the track he is right on the gearbox of Burak Killick. Where is he going to make the move? When is he going to make the move? Is he going to try and wait for an error? Burak Killick has been the most consistent driver this week with the least errors of anyone. So waiting for an error from Burak is not the plan, and Orlowski tries to put it up the inside, rolls over back onto his wheels. No harm, no foul. Down the straight they go again. Pretty much nothing between them. It's not about fastest laps. It's not about fastest time. Whoever wins out of these 2 in this race is going to be your European champion 2023 for the electric 8th off-road buggy. We are at 5:30 to go. We've got 5 minutes and 30 seconds exactly. 4:30 down. So we're going to have this lap and 8 more, I reckon. This lap and 8 more as they come through the power sweeper, hit the half sleeping policeman and jump up the double left-hander where Orlowski tried to make his move previously. Over the double. Orlowski not going big. Is he saving that for a last lap dash? Will he need it? Can Burak Killick hold on and drive his way to a European Championship? It would be his first, and it would be a very popular home country win for him. Round the off-camber they go. Killick getting a better line, just pulling ever so slightly a gap. You can see how it ebbs and flows across the lap. You can see where one of them struggles and the other one gains. Meanwhile, Bruno Coelho behind. I'm sure he won't get involved, but he is laying down the fast laps and pulling these 2 in. Bruno Coelho, 40.3 fastest lap. But it is all about Killick and Orlowski coming through the double-double. Mugen Siki versus Schumacher. Germany versus Poland. Killick versus Orlowski. Killick getting a little bit sideways, no problem. And then coming down the drop-down. Once again, Orlowski just not getting the power down on the AstroTurf. Maybe taking it a little bit too easy. But the rest of the track is definitely Orlowski's on the strength. And can he find a way through past Burak Killick? Burak Killick has 4 minutes and 4 seconds of the master clock remaining, plus 1 lap. And Killick pushing there. Orlowski had a sniff but didn't go for it. They're going to go up the left-hander. Down they come. It's going to go double-double. And once again, they cross the line. 9 laps on the board. Orlowski up the inside. And he's going to be on his wheels. He's going to get away. Bruno now into the 2 spot. So Bruno going to be a factor in this final. As Bruno does get through. And he's going to let Orlowski go. So Bruno doesn't want to be part of this main. So he's going to let Orlowski have a crack at Burak Kilik. And McLeod enjoys that, so Bruno knows where the championship is to be won and lost, and Bruno wants to give the crowd a show, and that show will be between Burak Kilik and Mikael Orlowski as they drive up to the corner tabletop, and it's down to Michael Orlowski. He's got to catch and pass Burak Kilik. The catching is easy, the passing certainly isn't, but it's no easy feat for Burak Kilik to sit behind with pressure behind for the whole 10 minutes, and he's pretty much doing that. He's made very few mistakes this week. Is there going to be one more in the tank that will cost him this championship? Can Orlowski find a way past? Kilik hits the pipe, bounces off. No way through for Orlowski though as they go through the 7-pack. Bruno is getting close, but we've already seen Bruno's feelings of this as Orlowski just gives Kilik another little love tap. They go up the corner tabletop, double left, and coming down. They go double, and Orlowski cases it, gets away with it. Kilik gets a kick down the straight. Oh! And Orlowski needs marshalling. They both need marshalling, and that is horrendously slow. So that is going to put Kilik down, but Orlowski waits for him. To be fair to Orlowski's made a mistake. So can we pick up Burak Kilik on the camera? He is coming onto the cobbled corner now. So cobbled corner now and into the step up, step down, into the double-double. So in fairness to Orlowski, it looked like Kilik had checked up in that corner unexpectedly. Orlowski ran into the back of him, but we are following Burak Kilik. He is currently in 6th position. Quite frankly, he needs to be top 2 to win this. Orlowski has a 1 and a 2. Kilik has a 1 and a 3. And Coelho now coming over the double. And we will pick up the leaders. And they come out the bomb hole. So the leaders through the fast chicane and onto the cobbled corner. Our 2 leaders are Bruno Coelho and Jorn Neumann. So coming over the double, triple, double at the back. We've got Bruno Coelho leading Jorn Neumann. And they're going to go hang a right with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go. 1:11 to go. They're going to go round the double left-hand corner and over the double-double. And Coelho is going double-double as they come across the line. 1 minute to go. It's this lap and one more for Bruno Coelho. Burak Kilik is still in the 4th spot. So Burak Kilik is in the 4th spot. He needs to catch and pass Jorn Neumann and Aaron Ronick. If he is to win this European Championship, he needs to finish 2nd. But Bruno Coelho, Jorn Neumann are going at it for the win. And this is a podium for one of them. So Bruno Coelho, Jorn Neumann going to have this lap and one more looking at it as they come up the step up, double 90 left, and then step down, and down the straight they go. It is Bruno Coelho, Jorn Neumann, and here comes Aaron Ronick. Could he win it with a 1 and a 2? I don't think his time would be quick enough. But here we go. It's Bruno Coelho, Jorn Neumann, and Aaron Ronick, all 3 of them together. Is there another twist in the tail of this European Championship? Will Bruno hold off Jorn Neumann for the podium? Can Aaron Ronick make something out of nothing? Can Burak get up to 2nd spot and take the championship? Or is it Orlowski's? We will find out. So Bruno Coelho going to come round the sweeper. He's got Jorn Neumann all over him. It's going to be a dash to the line. It's going to be double to the line. Who's it going to be? Neumann, Coelho, or Ronick. Ronick goes big, doesn't make it. So Bruno Coelho going to take the win. Then we're going to get Jorn Neumann finishing in 2nd, Aaron Ronick in 3rd, Burak Kilik going to finish in 4th, Birkin Kilik going to finish in 5th. Then we're expecting Elliot Boots. But it's Max Goetzel next. Elliot Boots is 6th. Max Goetzel, Juan Carlos Canas, David Nguero, Bartosz Saluski, and Mikael Orlowski in 11th. And there we see Carlos Gomez speaking to Mikael Orlowski on the rostrum. And I suspect there is a conversation over what happened in that contact between Mikael Orlowski and Burak Kilik. But Mikael Orlowski has his hands on the trophy. And there is Matt McCallan taking a picture. I'm sure it's not the way Michael wanted to win. And Michael will leave the rostrum as Matt McCallan gets his hands on the trophy. He'll want a picture of that. And here comes Mikael Orlowski. I suspect we will have him straight into commentary for a comment, and we will see what he has to say. I don't think there's any fun math required. I think that is Mikael Orlowski's victory with a 1 and a 2. And it looks like someone is protesting heavily with Michael. I'm not sure Michael is going to mind as he comes over. First of all, congratulations. Well done on the overall victory. I'm sure not the way it wanted to end for you. What was your side of what happened?
Yeah, I was racing really close with Burak and, you know, fighting for the European Championship. I'm going to be aggressive. And he was slowing down so much at the end of the straight, and me being so close to him, I cannot react in such a quick time. And yes, I mean, I was behind him and I took him out. I waited for him, and the current point situation, it makes me the winner. And it's not the way I wanted it to happen, but that's how it is.
It's racing. I mean, from where I was stood, it looked like he was super slow through turn 1, whereas you were carrying the normal corner speed, and
he's that's it. Like, you know, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna be always as close to him. I'm gonna put pressure on him, and he cannot just expect me to, you know, break every single corner. Like, he was breaking so much at the end of the straight. The lap before also, I think I hit him there, and we had a crash. Or like 2 laps before that. So it's not the way I wanted it to end, but.
However, it is still a victory. You proved it in qualifying with some tremendous pace. You've had some brilliant finals. So from us at RC Racing TV, congratulations and well done.
Was dramatic, I think. Yeah, I think we suffered a lot today with the heat. The temperature was much higher today than yesterday. I think the track is I think a little bit more slippery. Yeah, we didn't find out the perfect setup, but I mean, in the end, I'm very happy because at the warm-up we were like 6 to 7 seconds behind Burak, and we made some changes on the car. We have some prototype parts on the car for here and for the new car coming, and we improved basically 6 seconds, let's say. So I'm super happy with that. So I cannot take any negative thoughts from here, from this result. I think we make a very good race. All the team, you know. We had, I think, 4 cars in the final, which is very good.
5 with Johnny.
5? Okay, so 5 cars. So yeah, it's almost half of the final. So I'm really pretty happy. Unfortunately, I was not able to bring the first place, but I mean, I think I'm second still.
I think so, yeah. And your experience showed in that last leg you weren't getting involved in a championship battle.
I want, because it was a fight between them two, you know, and it was not fair for me to be in the middle. And then if I fight for the first position, I touch Burak will be, you know, huge drama about. So I was like, okay, let him go, and they fight for what they need to fight for. And in the end, unfortunately, they touch each other here in the end of the straight, and I got the benefit from that. But I mean, I think it's also deserved it for my side for all I did for the weekend.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, I dominated almost all practice, almost all qualifies. And the car was brilliant. I mean, it's just the finals was unfortunate for us, but I mean, I'm very happy still.
Well, congratulations nonetheless, and as you say, dominating performance from yourself, showing that you have the pace, the team has the pace. What happened out there?
Yeah, it's difficult to say. Yeah, we are racing for the European Championship title, and yeah, how you see on the video, I got kicked out of the track, and yeah, that's what happened. So I don't know what to say. We still finished on the podium, and yeah, I'm happy with that.
So, all in all, forget the last leg, it's still been a brilliant week for both you and your brother Birkin. Been really fast. Where do you go next from here?
Next week, I don't know, maybe some practice or something. Yeah, we will see.
No rest.
Yeah.
And then Nitro Euros later in the year?
Yeah, of course, 1.8 and 110 as well. I go to the 110 Euros as well, and yeah.
Well, unlucky in the last final, but congratulations for a really competitive week.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you.